A public meeting is planned for Linden on Saturday that is expected to address, among other matters, the gross deception being peddled with regard to the transmission and other broadcast issues in the region. Politicians and persons knowledgeable in the telecommunications sector are saying that the central government is trying to give the impression that all they promised the people of Linden were a satellite dish and a transmitter and not a frequency. A broadcast license would have to be obtained according to the law, the agreement says. Former Information Minister Moses Nagamutu, who was part of the original agreement when the Linden community benefited from the assets of green construction, told Capital News that he was not aware that the government of Guyana then or now would take possession of Channel 13, both the transmitter and the frequency on which the channel functions.
It was then the understanding that the channel would revert to the community and they will set up a people's committee to manage it.
The head of the Presidential Secretariat, Acting Gail Teixeira, is quoted in a Demerara Waves report as saying that government has rejected the Region 10 RDC's call for Channel 13 to be assigned to the TV channel on the basis that that was never an issue during the negotiations that led to the August 2012 agreement. Persons knowledgeable in the industry are saying that Teixeira is engaging in deception because she failed to explain that the transmitter has to operate on a frequency, and the Guyana government seized and arrogated to itself the transmitter and frequency, Channel 13, on which the transmitter operates.
I am not aware that at any time the government ought to or would have taken possession and ownership of the channel. It had never been the intention while I was Minister of Information and while I was Minister of Local Government that we would have taken away the channel from the people of Linden.
The agreement states that the dish and transmitter that were given to the Linden community will be given to Region 10's Regional Democratic Council. But if Region 10 were to turn on the transmitter, it would interfere with an already existing transmission run by the Guyana government in that region. And that is the crux of the problem which broadcaster Anthony Vera also raised. Vera noted, too, that this was gross deception. He recalled that radio license and other expansion took place on the electromagnetic spectrum without the necessity of those receiving them applying to the National Frequency Management Unit or the Broadcast Authority. There have been calls for the National Frequency Management Unit to state exactly what frequencies have been allocated and are in use for over-the-air broadcasting and cable operations in the country. The NFMU has so far refused to reveal the information. For Capital News, Enrico Wolford reporting.